Until 1947, Ladakh survived as an independent Himalayan kingdom, cut off by winter, ruled by its own kings, and connected to the outside world only by trade caravans. At the crossroads of India, Tibet, and Central Asia, its valleys carried pilgrims, monks, and merchants. Today, movement has stopped. Scattered across these plateaus are settlements abandoned, not by war, but by time. Stone walls remain. Prayer flags still move in the wind. This isn't ruin, it's memory, perfectly preserved in silence. In some places, the remnants of that past still endure. A cliffside monastery, Lamayuru, where rituals older than most empires continue. Nearby, rare Bactrian camels, descendants of traders and nomads, roam the high-altitude desert. Further north lies Nubra Valley, still holding traces of ancient trade routes, its paths once essential, now forgotten. Join us on a journey through Ladakh's best-preserved places and natural wonders, a region that surprises even those who think they know it well. Lamayuru is known for its ancient monastery and a landscape that many say looks like the surface of the moon. The village also hosts an annual festival called the Uru Kabgyat Festival, which attracts people interested in local culture and religious traditions. Its name is believed to come from the words "place of freedom." The village is often nicknamed Moonland because of its pale, eroded hills and rock formations. This topography is believed to be the result of ancient seabed sedimentation and wind erosion. This is because the land shows layers of clay and silt, supporting the theory that a water body once existed there. However, there is also a local belief that the area was once a lake, drained by a spiritual figure who threw a grain of barley into it, causing it to dry up. Founded in the 11th century, the Lamayuru Monastery stands as a major centre of Buddhist practice and is one of the oldest in the region. It houses ancient artefacts, murals, and scriptures, and is an important stop for pilgrims. Held each year at the monastery, the Uru Kabgyat Festival is a 2-day event that includes Buddhist ceremonies and masked dances. Featuring elaborate costumes and spiritual performances, monks wear colourful masks representing deities and mythical creatures, performing dances that symbolise the triumph of good over evil. Pangong is known for its high-altitude location and the way its waters shift in colour, ranging from deep blue to green and even shades of red, depending on the sunlight and weather conditions. This is a result of mineral content, sunlight angles, and the clear atmosphere. As it sits at one of the highest elevations for a lake of its size, the lake stretches across two regions, with a portion extending beyond its borders. Additionally, its saline water supports little aquatic life, with only a few microorganisms able to survive in its environment. The lake has served as a backdrop for several well-known films, most notably the hit Bollywood film 3 Idiots, featuring Amir Khan. The village of Turtuk is recognised for its unique Balti culture and remote setting near a sensitive border. Having shifted between different administrations over time, it was only accessible to tourists recently, making it a living example of cultural preservation and change. Its name is thought to derive from the local Balti language, and the village is noted for its apricot orchards, traditional stone houses, and unique dialect. Yaks are central to life in Turtuk and similar villages, providing transport, milk, wool, and even fuel from dung. Long-haired domesticated cattle, they are well adapted to high altitudes with thick fur and a calm temperament, and are vital for both agriculture and daily living in the region. These animals also have surprising social habits, as they tend to graze in groups and can recognise individual herd members. Although they are quiet, they are fiercely protective if threatened, resulting in stories from locals about them blocking paths for hours if they sense danger ahead. Even so, locals still respect their instincts and use them to reach remote pastures today, as yak trails often cross lands that are impossible to reach with modern vehicles. Thiksey Monastery is recognised for its iconic multi-level structure and its resemblance to the Potala Palace in Lhasa. Standing as one of the most prominent Buddhist monasteries in the region, it rises in 12 tiers on a hill and is a key site for the Gelugpa Yellow Hat order of Tibetan Buddhism. This is because it was established in the mid-15th century by disciples of Tsongkhapa, the founder of the Gelugpa order. According to legend, monks performed a ritual by offering cakes, torma, which were carried away by crows and placed undisturbed on a stone at the current site. Over time, Thiksey grew to administer several other monasteries and became an important religious and administrative centre. Members of the local royal family even became lamas at Thiksey, strengthening its influence. The Ladakh range is a high-altitude mountain range running parallel to the Zanskar range. The range is composed primarily of granite and is marked by steep slopes, sparse vegetation, and dramatic rock formations. It stretches for hundreds of kilometres, forming a stark barrier between river valleys and high plateaus. In fact, it specifically separates the Indus and Shyok river valleys and is considered a southeastern extension of the Karakoram range. Historically, it was part of major caravan routes linking Central Asia, Tibet, and South Asia. However, many valleys remain cut off for months due to snow, making self-sufficiency essential for local communities. The bearded vulture, or lammergeier, is a distinct bird often seen soaring above the cliffs and valleys of the Ladakh range. This vulture feeds mainly on bones, dropping them from heights to crack them open and access the marrow. It is the only animal known to have such a specialised diet, with bones making up the majority of its food. Recognisable by its large size, lozenge-shaped tail, and feathered neck, the bearded vulture is unfortunately considered near threatened due to declining populations. Khardung La is one of the highest motorable passes in the world, cutting across the Ladakh range and serving as the gateway to the Nubra Valley. It was once a vital link for caravans travelling between Leh and Central Asia, carrying goods such as wool and silk. Today it is a popular destination for travellers, cyclists and adventure seekers drawn by the challenge of high-altitude roads and panoramic views. Nubra Valley is known for its remarkable landscape of dunes, river confluences, and the presence of Bactrian camels. The valley is formed by the meeting of the Nubra and Shyok rivers, creating a patchwork of fertile villages, orchards, and arid zones surrounded by mountains. It also holds a Silk Road legacy, acting as a resting point for traders and caravans travelling between Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent. Despite the arid climate, irrigation from the rivers allows cultivation of grains, fruits and nuts, making the valley unusually productive for its altitude. Located in the heart of Nubra Valley are the Hunder sand dunes, formed by the action of wind and water, which stretch across the valley floor and are bordered by the Shyok River. It creates a landscape that is rarely seen elsewhere. Fine golden sands at high altitudes, surrounded by snow-capped peaks and the river. The dunes are a popular spot for camel safaris and are a focal point for visitors. Bactrian camels are a standout feature found in Hunder, easily recognised by their two humps. Native to Central Asia, they were brought to Nubra by traders and have adapted to the region's cold desert environment. These animals possess thick fur that protects them from extreme cold and heat, and their humps store fat, allowing them to survive long periods without food or water. Diet-wise, they typically graze on tough desert vegetation, including thorny and salty plants. Often moving in herds as social animals, the camels were historically used for transport, though they are used for tourist rides nowadays. Built on a hill above the floodplains of the Shyok River, Diskit Monastery stands as the oldest and largest monastery in Nubra Valley. Affiliated with the Gelugpa order of Tibetan Buddhism, it serves as a sub-monastery to Thiksey. Founded in the 14th century, the site was chosen with the support of local rulers who favoured Buddhist practice. Due to this history, the monastery has played a role in local politics, sometimes serving as a place for settling disputes and maintaining peace in the valley. Near Diskit Monastery stands a 32-metre-high statue of Maitreya Buddha facing the Shiok River. This statue, inaugurated by the Dalai Lama, symbolises protection, peace, and the prevention of conflict in the region. Funding for the statue came largely from local donations, and gold for its decoration was contributed by the heads of other major monasteries. It is regarded as the future Buddha, representing hope and compassion for all beings. Gumbok Rangan, also known as Gombo Ranjon or Gumbo Ranjan, is a remote granite peak rising alone in the Zanskar region. Its pyramid-like shape and solitary position make it a sought-after destination for climbers and trekkers, especially those following the Darcha Pardum route. Locally called God's Mountain, Gumbok Rangan is considered a spiritual site by the Buddhist communities of Zanskar. Pilgrims and villagers believe it to be the abode of a protective deity, and rituals are performed at its base. Leh stands at the crossroads of ancient trade routes, known for its palaces, monasteries, and lively markets. Historically, it was the seat of the Ladakhi kings, with Leh serving as the first capital before the focus shifted to Leh. Over centuries, Leh absorbed influences from Tibetan, Central Asian, and Mughal cultures. This is mainly due to it being a historic trade centre as a major stop on the Silk Road. Traditional houses in Leh are built from mud bricks with flat roofs and minimal windows. These features help retain warmth during cold winters and keep interiors cool in summer. Walls are thick and ceilings are low to conserve heat, while openings are carefully placed to maximise light while minimising drafts. Leh Palace, built in the 17th century by Sengye Namgyal, stands above the city as its 9 stories once served as the royal residence. The palace is known for its medieval Tibetan architecture and offers wide views of Leh and the stock range. Shanti Stupa is a white-domed Buddhist monument located on a hilltop overlooking Leh. Built by Japanese monks in 1991, it holds relics of the Buddha and is a symbol of peace. Sheh Palace, once the summer residence of Ladakhi kings, is located east of Leh. The palace and its gompa are set on a hill and surrounded by chortens. It was the original seat of power before Leh became the capital. The site features ancient sculptures and murals and offers views of the surrounding landscape. Colourful prayer flags are a common sight in and around Leh, especially near monasteries and hilltops. These flags are inscribed with prayers and symbols, believed to spread goodwill and compassion as they flutter in the wind. They add a bright touch to the city's landscape and are an enduring part of local Buddhist practice. Zanskar Gompa is a Buddhist monastery located a short distance from the city centre. It is associated with the Gelugpa order and serves as the residence of the head Lama of Ladakh. The monastery is known for its murals, statues, and peaceful atmosphere. The main shrine features a statue of Avalokiteshvara with 1,000 arms. Magnetic Hill, located near Leh, is known for an optical illusion where vehicles appear to roll uphill against gravity. This phenomenon attracts curious travellers who come to test the effect for themselves. The site has become a popular stop for those journeying along the highway. Moriri is a high-altitude lake set in the remote Changpa Plateau, recognised for its clear blue waters and surrounding snow-capped peaks. Unlike other lakes in the region, Moriri remains less crowded, offering a sense of isolation and calm, especially during the summer months when it is accessible. It is considered a remnant of larger ancient lakes that once covered the region, and now an endorheic lake, meaning it has no outlet, and is fed by glacial streams that form marshes at its edges. Kargil is one of the highest permanent settlements in the region, located on the northwestern shore of Moriri. The village is home to the Kargil Monastery, which belongs to the Drukpa order of Tibetan Buddhism, and hosts an annual festival with masked dances and traditional performances. It has a mix of permanent houses and nomadic tents, reflecting its role as a hub for both settled and nomadic communities. The Changpa are nomadic pastoralists who move across the Changpa Plateau, including areas around Moriri and Kargil. They are known for raising sheep, yaks, and especially pashmina goats, which produce high-quality wool. These nomads migrate seasonally, following grazing routes that have been used for generations. Their knowledge of the land allows them to survive in an environment that is too harsh for farming. Phugtal Monastery is a remote Buddhist site built into a cliff face above the Lungnak River in the Zanskar region. Characterised by its unique cave structure and isolation, it stands as one of the most remarkable monastic complexes in the area. The monastery is constructed around a natural cave, forming a honeycomb-like structure on the cliff and serving as a retreat for monks and scholars for centuries. However, it has been a place of meditation for over 2 millennia, long before the monastery was formally established. The cave has since hosted many notable figures, such as the Hungarian scholar Alexander Ksoma de Koros, who stayed here while working on the first English-Tibetan dictionary. Until recently, Phugtal could only be reached on foot, with supplies brought in by pack animals or along the frozen river in winter. Markha Valley is a renowned trekking route known for its remote villages, dramatic Himalayan landscapes, and unique local culture. The valley is named after the Markha River, which runs through it and is dotted with ancient monasteries, chortens and prayer flags. Further into the valley lies Markha village, one of the larger settlements along the trek. It sits beside the river and has homes built from mud bricks and stones stacked by hand. The village has a small monastery, chortens and prayer walls, still in use, maintained by locals without formal caretakers. One of the more unusual animals found in the village is the dwarf Lulu cow, a small, sturdy cow adapted to high altitudes. Locals prize it for its milk, which is rich and high in fat, useful for making butter and cheese in a place where crops are limited. The cow does not require much grazing land and can survive on scrub grass and rough forage. In winter, families often keep them in ground-level shelters attached to their homes to protect them from the cold. Kargil is the second largest town in Ladakh and is known primarily for its role in the 1999 conflict known as the Kargil War, when Pakistani forces and militants infiltrated strategic positions in the Kargil district. The ensuing military operations to reclaim these positions involved intense fighting and significant casualties, though the war eventually ended with the withdrawal of the infiltrators. It is located in a mountainous region and serves as an important administrative and commercial centre in the district. The Indus River flows through the Ladakh region and is an essential water source for Kargil and the surrounding areas. It offers opportunities for scenic river rafting, with stretches ranging from gentle to moderately challenging rapids. The river shapes the valleys and supports agriculture and settlements along its banks. Located along the Indus River in the Kargil district, Dras is known as one of the coldest inhabited places in the world. Despite extreme winter temperatures, it is a lively town with a history linked to the Kargil War, and is also called the Gateway to Ladakh, and hosts a war memorial commemorating the conflict. Near Kargil stands a statue dedicated to Guru Padmasambhava, an 8th century Buddhist master credited with spreading Buddhism to Tibet. The statue symbolises wisdom and compassion and reflects the spiritual traditions of the region. The Zanskar River is a major tributary of the Indus, known for its dramatic gorges, whitewater rafting, and the famous Chadar trek that takes place when the river freezes in winter. It is especially popular for whitewater rafting, offering routes that pass through remote canyons and challenging rapids. Expeditions often cover long stretches, with rapids ranging from moderate to advanced levels. Its name is believed to come from Tibetan words meaning white copper or copper star, referencing the mineral deposits found in the region. Horses, especially the Zanskari breed, are an essential part of life along the Zanskar River Valley. Defined by their strength and resilience, these horses thrive in high-altitude, cold environments, surviving on minimal food and withstanding harsh weather. With a compact build, long hair, and a robust constitution, they possess a unique gait called pacing, which allows for comfortable, long-distance travel. Hemis Monastery stands as the largest and wealthiest monastery, recognised for its extensive complex and a vast collection of art and artefacts. Its hidden location in a gorge helped it remain untouched during conflicts, allowing it to accumulate wealth and rare artefacts. Established in the 17th century with the support of King Senge Namgyal, the monastery is currently the main seat of the Drukpa Kagyu lineage of Tibetan Buddhism in the region. It hosts the annual Hemis festival, which also honours Guru Padmasambhava. The Himalayan range stretches across northern India, forming a massive barrier between the Tibetan plateau and the plains to the south. It contains more than 100 peaks exceeding 7,200 metres, including many of the world's tallest mountains. In fact, it is home to the world's highest peaks, including Mount Everest, Kangchenjunga, and Lhotse, as well as hundreds of other towering summits. The mountains act as a natural barrier, influencing weather patterns and limiting movement between regions for thousands of years. The Himalayan tahr is a large wild goat, adapted to and usually found on steep slopes and rocky terrain, often at elevations above 2,500 metres. With thick reddish-brown coats and curved horns, tahrs are well suited to cold, high-altitude environments. Usually they only move to lower elevations in winter to find food such as grasses, leaves and shrubs. Living in herds, males compete for mates during the breeding season, sometimes engaging in ritualized fights. The tahr's main natural predator is the snow leopard, an elusive big cat living in the high mountains of the Himalayas. Known for its solitary and secretive behaviour, this animal prefers steep, rugged terrain and cliffs, which it uses for stalking prey. Its large paws act as natural snowshoes, and its long tails help with balance and warmth. Mostly active at dawn and dusk, it is highly mobile and often travels large distances within its territory. In order to define its territory and communicate, the snow leopard uses scent marking, scratching, and vocalizations. Unfortunately, it is classified as vulnerable, with populations threatened by habitat loss and poaching. Zojila Pass is a critical mountain pass that links Ladakh with Kashmir, used as a vital route for trade, travel, and military movement, especially during times of conflict. The pass is often closed in winter due to heavy snowfall, requiring significant effort to clear and maintain the road. Stakna Gompa is a Buddhist monastery perched on a hill above the Indus River, part of the Drukpa Kargil tradition, and is home to a small community of monks. Established in the late 16th century by Choje Jamyang Palka, a scholar and saint from Bhutan, the monastery was part of religious estates, granted by local rulers to support Buddhist practice. Its name means tiger's nose in the local language, and it was chosen because the hill on which the monastery stands is shaped like one. Notably, it is the only Bhutanese Drukpa Kagyu monastery in the region, managed under the Je Khenpo of Bhutan, making it distinct from other Drukpa monasteries. This is the Ladakh region, a land of hidden wonders and remarkable architectural marvels. Now, if you don't want to miss the most unreal wonders of Chile, check out this video.